I really did not want to go to that party on Friday night. I had already worked a long week, and all I wanted was to stay home. But she kept pushing, saying it would mean a lot to her if I came. She said it was a coworker's birthday and that it would be fun. She talked me into driving 40 minutes out to the suburbs for it. I finally agreed and went along with it. That is what you do when you are planning to propose, right? For 2 months, I had been carrying an engagement ring around with me, waiting for the right moment. I had it hidden and ready, thinking about when I would ask her to marry me. The house was in a quiet neighborhood, but inside it was the opposite. There were way too many people packed into every room. The music was blasting so loud you had to shout to be heard. It was the usual office crowd, people getting sloppy drunk on cheap wine and pretending they were having the time of their lives. She introduced me to a few people, maybe 3, and then she disappeared to get drinks. I did not think much of it. I grabbed a beer for myself and stood off to the side, trying to stay out of the way. That was when a guy named Tyler showed up. She yelled his name across the room like he was someone famous. Everyone could hear her. She ran over to him and wrapped her arms around him, hugging him for way longer than felt normal. "Oh my God, I have not seen you since high school," she said, loud enough for half the room to hear. I froze. I had never heard this guy's name before. Not once. We had been together for 2 years, and she had never mentioned him. She pulled him over to where I was standing and introduced us fast, like it did not matter. "This is Tyler. We went to school together." Then she turned right back to him and launched into some story about graduation night, like I was not even there. At first, I tried to stay close. I figured she would circle back to me. But every time I moved closer, she was laughing at something he said. She kept touching his arm, leaning in toward him, acting like they shared a private world. It was nonstop. "Remember when we did this? Remember when we did that?" Hours of inside jokes that had nothing to do with me. The drinks kept flowing. Her voice got louder. Her laughs got bigger and more exaggerated. Then she started dancing near him. Not wild dancing, but that kind where you know it is crossing a line, even if nobody says it out loud. I could see other people noticing. I watched them look over, then look at each other, exchanging those quiet glances that say everything without words. Around 11 at night, I realized I had not seen her in about 20 minutes. I walked through the house looking for her. I found her in the living room. She was sitting on his lap. His hands were resting on her waist. She was leaned in close, whispering something into his ear. Both of them were laughing like they were the only 2 people in the house. I stood there for maybe 15 seconds. It felt longer than that. She finally looked up and saw me watching. There was no embarrassment, no guilt, just a relaxed smile. "We are just friends, babe," she said. "We are catching up. Just friends." Sitting on his lap, at a party where everyone knew she came with me. I did not argue. I did not raise my voice. I did not cause a scene. I turned around and walked out. Nobody followed me. Nobody stopped me. I do not even think she noticed I was gone until much later. Outside, it was cold. I ordered a ride through a rideshare service on my phone. It said 3 minutes away. I stood there with my hands in my pockets, staring at nothing. My phone buzzed. A message from her. "Where did you go? Grab me another drink." I opened my phone, pulled up her contact, and started blocking everything. Calls, text messages, Instagram, Facebook, every platform. Each block felt like shutting another door for good. The car pulled up. I got in, gave the driver my address, and never looked back at that house. The driver tried to make small talk. I answered with one word at a time until he understood I was not in the mood. 35 minutes later, I was home. I locked the door, then the deadbolt, then the chain. I went to my dresser and pulled out the foam earplugs I keep for when construction starts early in the morning. I pushed them in and let the silence settle. I did not cry. I did not punch anything. I did not pour myself a drink. I brushed my teeth. I set my alarm for 6:30 in the morning. I went to bed. The ring box was still in my sock drawer. I did not even open it. The last thing I thought about before falling asleep was not her sitting on another man's lap. It was how easily she said just friends, while disrespecting me in front of a room full of people who knew better. Like I was dumb. Like I did not matter at all. I slept fine that night. She did not realize I was gone until almost 3 in the morning. I know this because people told me later. They said she stayed at the party, laughing with Tyler, dancing, drinking. Around 1:30 in the morning, she asked someone to get her another vodka soda. When someone asked where I was, she brushed it off and said I was around somewhere. But around 2:45, She wanted one more drink and suddenly remembered I had the credit card. That is when she started looking for me. She checked the kitchen, the backyard, the line for the bathroom. Nothing. She asked her coworker, Sarah, if she had seen me. Sarah told her the truth. Yeah, he left like 2 hours ago. Did you not notice? That is when the panic hit. She tried calling me. It went straight to a message saying the number was no longer in service. She tried texting. The messages turned green and showed they were not delivered. She checked Instagram. Blocked. Facebook. Blocked. Everything. In less than 40 minutes, I had removed her from my life like she had never existed on my phone at all. Sarah later told me she watched her face go pale as she stood in the middle of the party, phone in her hand, finally understanding what had happened. This was not me leaving early because I was tired. This was me walking away and closing every door behind me. Tyler came over and asked if she was okay. She barely looked at him. She just said she needed to get to my place right away. He offered to drive her. He probably thought he still had a chance to finish what had started on that couch. They got into his car, and somewhere during that drive, he made his move. He put his hand on her thigh and suggested they stop by his apartment first. We can keep catching up, he said, making it clear what he meant. She slapped his hand away hard. Are you serious right now? She snapped at him. Because of you, I am about to lose everything. My security. My future. All of it. Just drive me to his place. Security. That word stuck with me. Later on, one of her friends, a woman named Danielle, told me exactly what she had said about me that night. Not the man she loved. Not her boyfriend. Her security. Tyler dropped her off outside my building around 3 in the morning and pulled away right after. He did not wait. He did not check to see if I would open the door. She stood there and started pounding on it. Both fists. Hard. Like she thought she could break through solid wood if she hit it enough times. Baby. Baby, please open the door. I know you are in there. I was already in bed. Earplugs pushed in. Blanket pulled up. Eyes closed. I heard nothing. I felt nothing. My phone was face down on the nightstand, still set to do not disturb. That bedroom was my whole world. Everything outside of it did not exist. She kept going. Pounding. Yelling my name. Crying. Begging. It did not mean anything. We were just talking. Please, just let me explain. My neighbor, a guy named Brian who lives in apartment 4C, told me later that after about 10 minutes, he almost called the police. He waited, thinking I would open the door and deal with it. I did not. I was either asleep or pretending to be. It made no difference. By 3:30 in the morning, other neighbors were awake. Windows opened. People shouted down the hallway. Shut up. It is 3 in the morning. Some of us have jobs. She ignored them. She kept pounding, kept crying. Her voice grew hoarse. I am sorry. I am so sorry. Please. Around 3:40, a woman named Mrs. Carter from apartment 3B finally had enough. She called the police. 2 squad cars arrived with lights flashing, but no sirens. 2 officers stepped out. Officer Miller and Officer Thompson. Ma'am, we have received multiple noise complaints, Officer Miller said. Do you live here? She straightened herself, trying to pull it together. Mascara streaked down her face. Her dress was wrinkled and stained. Yes, officer. I live here. I lost my keys, and I am waiting for my boyfriend. He works the night shift. He should be home soon. Officer Miller glanced at my door, then back at her. Night shift at 3:45 in the morning? Yes, she said quickly. He gets off at 4. Officer Thompson wrote something in his notepad. Ma'am, you need to stop the noise immediately, he said. If we get called back here tonight, you will be arrested for disturbing the peace. Do you understand? She nodded, tears still falling. Yes, officer. I understand. I am sorry. Go sit in your car or wait quietly, Officer Miller said. No more yelling. No more pounding. Are we clear? Yes. They left. The neighbors shut their windows, muttering under their breath. She sat down on the concrete step outside my door and put her head in her hands. She stayed there, crying softly, as the sky slowly started to lighten. I slept through all of it. She sat on those steps for almost 3 hours, just sitting there as the sun came up, staring at my door like it might open if she waited long enough. Brian told me later that he saw her around 5 in the morning. He said she was not even crying anymore, just sitting there, arms wrapped around her knees, completely still, like someone who had run out of moves and was only beginning to understand what that meant. The building started waking up. Someone's alarm went off down the hall. A dog barked. Cars started pulling out for early shifts. She did not move. At 6:15, I woke up on my own. I pulled out the earplugs. I stretched. I checked my phone. 37 missed calls from unknown numbers. 23 text messages from numbers I did not recognize. I blocked every one of them without hesitation. I deleted every voicemail without listening. I showered, got dressed for work. Black jeans, gray button-down shirt. I made coffee with my French press and drank it standing at the kitchen counter. I ate 2 pieces of toast with peanut butter. It was a normal weekday morning. I had a meeting at 8. I could not be late. I grabbed my keys, wallet, and work bag. I unlocked the deadbolt, then the chain. Then I opened the door. She was right there, sitting on the ground, her back against the wall beside my door. She jumped up the second she saw me. Her eyes were red and swollen. Her makeup was ruined. "Oh, thank God," she said. I thought. "I did not know if you were." I stepped out and locked the door behind me. I started walking toward the stairs. She rushed in front of me and blocked my path. "Wait. Please. Just talk to me. 5 minutes. That is all I am asking." I stopped, but I did not look at her. I stared past her at the exit sign by the stairwell. "I love you," she said. "You know I love you. Last night was nothing. Just drinks. Just talking. Tyler means nothing. He is just an old friend. Please, you have to believe me." I finally looked at her. Not just her eyes. Her whole face. I saw the desperation. I saw the fear. I saw the manipulation already trying to form behind the tears. "I saw who you really are last night," I said. My voice was flat, calm, empty. "I saw how you act when you think it does not matter. When you think I will just accept it." "That is not fair," she said quickly. I had a few drinks. I was not thinking. "You humiliated me in front of a room full of people who knew we came together," I said. "You sat on another man's lap. You let him touch you. You leaned in and whispered in his ear. And when I looked at you, you smiled like I was the problem." She reached for my arm. I stepped back. "Do not touch me," I said. "And stop calling me that. You lost that right," I said, steady and clear. "The moment you chose to disrespect me in public. The moment you showed everyone in that room that I did not matter to you." Her voice cracked. "That is not true. You do matter. You are everything to me." "No," I said. "I am your safety net. I am your meal ticket." Her eyes widened. "That is what you said in Tyler's car, right? That you were about to lose your meal ticket." Her face drained of color. She did not argue. She did not deny it. She just stood there with her mouth slightly open, searching for words that were not coming. "I hope everything bad that can happen finds you," I said calmly. No yelling. No shaking. "I hope you feel even a small piece of the humiliation you put me through. We are done. Do not ever come to my door again." I stepped around her. She grabbed my jacket. I pulled away and kept walking. "Wait. Where are you going? We have to talk about this." I pushed through the stairwell door and let it slam shut behind me. I heard her running after me, her heels clacking against the concrete as I took the stairs 2 at a time. She caught up with me in the parking lot. "You cannot just walk away," she said. "You cannot throw away 2 years." I unlocked my car with the key fob. She rushed to the driver's side and pressed herself against the door. "Move," I said. "Not until you talk to me." "Move," I said again, "or I will call the police myself." She did not move. I pulled out my phone and started dialing. She stepped back right away, hands raised. I got into the car and locked the doors. She slapped the window as I started the engine. I backed out slowly and carefully. She followed the car for a few steps, shouting something I could not hear through the glass. Then I drove away. In the rearview mirror, I saw her collapse onto the curb as the sun fully came up over the buildings. A neighbor walking a dog stopped to check on her. I turned the corner, and she disappeared from view. I got to work with 10 minutes to spare. The next 3 days showed me just how desperate she was. Saturday morning at 11 o'clock, my phone rang from a number I did not recognize. I answered out of curiosity. "Hello." Finally. "Oh my God. I have been trying to reach you," she said, her voice panicked and hoarse. "Please, we need to." I hung up and blocked the number. 2 minutes later, another call. Different number. I let it ring, then blocked it. She tried 4 more numbers that day. I blocked every single one without answering. On Sunday, she changed strategies. I got a message request on Instagram from an account named Lauren White, official with a blank profile picture. The message was long and emotional. I deleted it after the first sentence and blocked the account. 20 minutes later, another fake account. Ashley_James_updates. Blocked. Then Nicole. Poetry. Life. Blocked. She made 6 fake accounts that day. I blocked every one. Monday morning, I pulled into the work parking lot and saw her best friend, Amanda, waiting near the entrance. She walked up as I locked my car. "Hey, can we talk for a minute?" "No," I said, and kept walking. She followed me. "I know what happened at the party." She told me everything. She is not okay. She has not eaten in 3 days. She cannot stop crying. "Not my problem," I said. "Come on," she said. "Do not be like that. She made a mistake. People mess up when they drink. You were together for 2 years. Does that not mean something?" I stopped and turned to face her. "Amanda, right?" "Yes." "Did she tell you what she called me in Tyler's car?" Amanda hesitated. "What are you talking about?" "She called me her meal ticket. Not her boyfriend. Not someone she loved. A meal ticket." Her face fell. "So no," I said. 2 years does not mean anything once I understand what those 2 years really were." "She actually said that?" "Ask Tyler. He was there." I turned and walked into the building. She did not follow. That afternoon, my mother called me. We talk maybe once a month. "Honey," she said, "I got a strange call today from your girlfriend. She said you two had a fight and that you will not talk to her." "We broke up," I said. "She is harassing me. If she calls you again, do not answer." "But she sounded so upset," my mother said. "Mom, she sat on another man's lap at a party, let him touch her, embarrassed me in front of everyone, and then called me her meal ticket. We are done. Please stay out of it." There was silence on the line. "Oh," my mother said softly. "I understand now. I am sorry. I will not answer if she calls again." "Thank you." She tried my father next. He told her to lose his number and hung up. Then she tried my sister. My sister sent me screenshots of the messages with one line of text. Is this woman serious right now? Tuesday evening, I came home from work and found an envelope taped to my door. No name. Just 3 words written on the front. "Please read this." I pulled it down and dropped it straight into the trash bin by the mailboxes without opening it. I went upstairs, heated leftovers, and watched television until bedtime. On Wednesday, she showed up at my job. Building security called my desk. "Sir, there is someone here asking for you. Says she is your girlfriend." "I do not have a girlfriend," I said. "Tell her to leave or call the police." "Understood." She left, but not before sitting in the lobby for 40 minutes, waiting, hoping I would come down and change my mind. I never did. I did not go down there. I stayed at my desk, finished my reports, and left work through the back exit at 5:30. Thursday morning, I woke up to 17 missed calls from the same number. It had a 555 area code. There was one voicemail. I almost deleted it without listening, but something told me not to. It was her younger brother, a guy named Nathan. "Hey man, this is awkward, but I wanted to reach out. My sister has been calling me nonstop about you. I do not know what happened between you two, and honestly, it is not my business. But she is not doing well. Like, actually not okay. I am worried about her. I am not asking you to get back together. Maybe just answer one call. Let her get some closure. Anyway, take care of yourself." I saved his number in my phone under Do Not Answer and went on with my day. He sounded decent enough, but this was not his problem to solve. His sister made her decisions. Now she had to live with them. Friday came around. 1 full week since the party. By then, I had blocked 32 phone numbers, 8 social media accounts, and ignored 12 attempts to reach me through friends and family. I was tired, but I was not giving in. Every blocked number felt like laying another brick in a wall between us. That night, I met my buddy Andrew from my building for drinks at a bar downtown. It was the first time I had gone out since everything blew up. He asked how I was doing. "Fine," I said. "Actually, better than fine." He looked at me for a second. "You seem different. Calmer." "I got clarity," I said. "That is worth more than that relationship ever was." We had a few beers. Talked about sports, work, normal stuff. For 2 straight hours, I did not think about her once. It felt good. It felt like freedom. Then my phone buzzed. Unknown number. Text message. "I know you are at Murphy's bar. We need to talk. I am outside." Andrew saw my face change. "What is wrong?" "She is here." "You want me to handle it?" he asked. I thought about it. Thought about letting him go out there and tell her to leave. But that would still be giving her attention, even if it was secondhand. So I did something better. I turned my phone completely off, slid it into my pocket, and ordered another beer. She could stand out there all night if she wanted. I was not leaving until I felt like it. Andrew grinned. That is cold. That is self-respect, I said. We stayed another hour. When we finally left, she was not outside anymore. Either she gave up or she was never actually there. I did not care which. I went home, checked my door for envelopes or notes. Nothing. I went to bed. Another day survived. Another step closer to her being nothing more than a bad memory. But deep down, I knew she was not done yet. Friday night turned into Saturday morning. I fell asleep around midnight. I was worn out from the week, but satisfied with how I had handled everything. Phone off. Door locked. Quiet. Then 2:30 in the morning hit. The pounding started like thunder. Fists slamming against my door in a desperate, steady rhythm. Then her voice, loud and slurred, echoing down the hallway. Open this door. You cannot ignore me forever. I sat up in bed. My heart jumped for a second, then reality kicked in. She was drunk again, and clearly learned nothing from the police visit the week before. I know you are in there, she shouted. I can see your car in the lot. Stop being a coward and face me. I grabbed the earplugs from my nightstand, but did not put them in yet. Part of me wanted to hear how far she would take this. How much worse she would make it for herself. 2 years, she screamed. 2 years, and you throw it away over nothing. You are pathetic. Then I heard other voices. Women's voices. Her friends trying to calm her down. Come on, let us go. He is not answering. No, she yelled. He needs to hear this. He needs to know what he is losing. More pounding. Harder this time. Then a kick. She actually kicked my door. You think you are better than me? She shouted. You are nobody. You were lucky to have me. Lucky. A door opened down the hall. Mrs. Carter's voice cut through sharp and angry. Young lady, leave right now, or I am calling the police. Mind your own business, you old hag. She snapped back. That was the wrong move. Mrs. Carter did not bluff. I heard her door slam and knew she was already dialing emergency services. The pounding continued. One of her friends was pleading with her. Seriously, we need to go before the police get here. Let them come, she said. I will tell them he is holding my stuff hostage. I will tell them he hit me. That got my attention. I grabbed my phone, turned it back on, and started recording audio. Just in case. One of her friends said, that is not going to work. You are drunk and you are trespassing. I am not leaving, she yelled. He owes me an explanation. He owes me closure. Closure. That word again. Like she was entitled to anything from me after everything she did. More doors opened. This time it was Andrew from apartment 4C. Are you kidding me right now? He yelled. It is 2 in the morning. Get out of here. No, you get out of here, she screamed back. He does not want you here, Andrew said. Nobody wants you here. You are acting unhinged. Unhinged, she shouted. I am unhinged. He blocked me everywhere, she went on. Won't answer calls. Won't talk to me. That is crazy. Andrew did not hesitate. Or maybe, he said, it is because you do not deserve to be talked to. Andrew fired back without hesitation. Take the hint and move on. I heard shuffling in the hallway. Her friends were no longer asking. They were grabbing her now, trying to physically pull her away. She fought them, still yelling. Let go of me. I need to talk to him. Just 5 minutes. That is all I am asking. Then I heard sirens in the distance. Getting closer. Her friends heard them too. Oh no. The police are coming. We are leaving now. No, I am not, she yelled. Yes, you are, one of them snapped. Holly, grab her other arm. They dragged her toward the stairwell. She was crying now, screaming between sobs. You cannot do this. You cannot just erase someone. I loved you. Loved. Past tense. Even drunk, she knew it was over. The sirens grew louder, then stopped. Red and blue lights flashed through my bedroom window. A car door slammed. Heavy footsteps echoed in the stairwell. Police. Someone spoke up, calm and firm. Mrs. Carter's voice. Officers, thank goodness you are here. That young woman has been pounding on his door and screaming for over 20 minutes. She kicked the door, threatened residents, and used profanity. Her friends just dragged her downstairs. Where is she now? They went down the back stairwell, probably trying to leave through the rear exit. More footsteps, this time heading down. Radio chatter followed. I pressed my ear against my door and listened. 5 minutes passed in silence. Then footsteps coming back up. A knock on my door. Firm. Official. Sir, this is Officer Thompson. We spoke last week. I need to talk to you for a moment. I opened the door. 2 officers stood there. Officer Thompson and a female officer I did not recognize. Thompson already had his notebook out. "Sorry to bother you at this hour," he said. "Your neighbor called about someone harassing you." "Same individual as before?" "Yes, officer. We caught her and two friends trying to leave through the back exit. She is extremely intoxicated. We are taking her in for public intoxication and disorderly conduct." He looked at me. "Do you want to press charges for trespassing or harassment?" I paused. Part of me wanted consequences that would follow her. A record. A reminder. But I was tired. "Not tonight," I said. "But if she comes back again, then yes." He nodded. "Understood. I am filing a report noting this is the second incident. If there is a third, charges will move forward whether you request them or not." He closed his notebook. "I would also recommend filing for a restraining order." "I will," I said. "On Monday." "Smart choice," he replied. "Try to have a good night. Or what is left of it." They left. I locked my door, finally put in my earplugs, and walked to the window. I watched as they placed her into the back of the police car. She was not fighting anymore. Just sitting there, head down, wrists cuffed behind her back. Her friends stood by their car, helpless. The squad car pulled away. Her friends got into their vehicle and left. The parking lot went quiet. I stood there another minute, staring at the empty space where the police car had been. I felt nothing. No satisfaction. No guilt. No anger. Just empty calm. I turned off the lights and went back to bed. Earplugs in. Phone recording audio, just in case. She did not come back. The rest of the night was silent. When I woke up at 8 in the morning, sunlight filled the room. I checked my phone. No missed calls. No messages. Nothing. Maybe she finally understood. Or maybe spending the night in a holding cell made it clear that this was not going to work. Either way, my Saturday was mine again. I made breakfast. Went to the gym. Ran errands. Normal life. Quiet life. It felt good. It felt like winning. She spent the night downtown, booked for public intoxication, disorderly conduct, and violating a prior police warning. Her friends bailed her out Sunday afternoon. By then, I had already filed for a restraining order online. An emergency request, citing 2 harassment incidents and direct threats made in front of witnesses. Monday morning, I took the day off work and went to the courthouse at 8 o'clock. I brought printed voicemail transcripts, screenshots showing block numbers, and written statements from Mrs. Carter and Andrew. The clerk processed everything within an hour. By 10 in the morning, I had a temporary restraining order. She was not allowed within 200 feet of me, my home, or my workplace for 30 days. After that, a hearing would decide whether it became permanent. The sheriff's department served her the papers that afternoon. I got the confirmation message at 3:15. It was finished. Legally. Officially. The next 2 weeks were the quietest I had felt in months. No calls. No texts. No surprise appearances. The restraining order worked like an invisible wall. I used that quiet time well. I cleaned out my apartment not long after that. I threw away everything that reminded me of her. Pictures. Clothes she had left behind. Even the coffee mug she bought me for my birthday. I did not hesitate. Everything went into black trash bags and straight into the dumpster. I took the ring to a pawn shop. They gave me $600 for it. I used that money to book a weekend trip to the mountains, something I had been putting off for years. It felt right to use it on myself instead. Work got easier without the constant distractions. I finished projects early. My boss noticed. I started getting compliments I had not heard in a long time. My coworkers stopped asking questions about my personal life once they saw I was doing better on my own than I ever did with her. During the 3rd week, her friend Amanda sent me a message. She said she knew about the restraining order. She said her friend finally understood it was over. She told me she was moving back in with her parents, deleted all her social media accounts, and that nobody had heard from her in days. She apologized for getting involved before and admitted I had been right. I did not respond. There was nothing left to say. The restraining order hearing happened on a Wednesday morning. I showed up in a suit with a folder full of evidence under my arm. She did not show up at all. Her lawyer appeared instead and waived her right to contest it. The judge made the order permanent without hesitation. 5 years, with the option to extend if needed. Walking out of that courthouse felt like walking out of a prison. The sunlight felt different that day. Brighter. Warmer. I drove to work with the windows down and the music loud, feeling genuinely good for the first time in months. Months passed. Then half a year. Then a full year. I never saw her again. Not at the grocery store. Not at a coffee shop. Not anywhere. It was like she vanished from my life completely. I heard through mutual acquaintances that she moved to another state and took a corporate job, trying to start over somewhere nobody knew her past. Tyler stopped talking to her the day after the party. He blocked her everywhere when she tried to reach out. Turns out, he wanted exactly what I thought he wanted. And when that did not happen, he had no interest in her at all. One by one, her friends faded away. Nobody wants to be around someone who refuses to take responsibility and blames everyone else for their own choices. She became known as the woman who lost control after a breakup. A warning story people mentioned quietly at parties. Meanwhile, my life kept improving. I got promoted 8 months after we split. Not because of the breakup itself, but because I finally had the mental space to focus on my career. I started going to the gym 4 times a week. I lost 15 pounds. I gained muscle. I felt stronger than I had in years. Around month 10, I started dating again. Nothing serious at first. Coffee dates. Dinners. I learned how to spot red flags early. I walked away from situations that did not feel right. I stopped settling for anything less than real respect and effort. Eventually, I met someone good. Someone who showed up when she said she would. Someone who did not play games or test boundaries. Someone who never made me question my value. Someone who understood that sitting on another person's lap is not friendly behavior. Someone with common sense and basic decency. I never told her the full story about my ex. I did not need to. That chapter was closed, burned, and buried. Sometimes late at night, I still think about that party. About watching her sit on another man's lap. About hearing her say, "We are just friends," like I was foolish for caring. About blocking her number during the ride home. About sleeping through her breakdown outside my door. About walking past her in the parking lot without saying a word. And every single time, I feel the same thing. Relief. Relief that I did not marry her. Relief that I did not waste more years. Relief that I chose self-respect over comfort. People ask me sometimes if I regret how I handled it. If I think I was too harsh, too cold, too final. The answer is simple. No. She showed me exactly who she was that night. I believed her. And I walked away before she could do it again. That is not cruelty. That is not coldness. That is knowing your worth and refusing to negotiate it. The ring I almost gave her ended up on someone else's finger. I hope whoever bought it has better luck than I would have. I hope the person who wears it deserves it. As for me, I do not need a ring to prove my value anymore. I proved it the moment I chose to leave. The moment I decided I would rather be alone than disrespected. Best decision I ever made. And I never looked back.